about this right now. It's been 32 years since Iowa was retired. And I don't know when he announced it, but somehow in that Trump got a hair up his ass, decided to name a battleship class after him. One, no battleship in history has ever been named after a president of the United States. None. We are going to do this now. And I already started recording, but still. The Iowa class battleships had 9 16-inch guns, 50 caliber guns, not to mention. This so-called Trump Battleship class is going to be a glorified battle cruiser class of warships. Trump Battleships. It's a guided missile battleship. Missiles, 12 cells, conventional prompt strike missiles, 128 cells, Mark 41 vertical launch systems. 2-time RIM 116 rolling airframe missiles, 132-inch MJ railgun. You make joke here. Yes, it's old battleship footage. So what? Where was I? Oh yeah. Just checking off my list here of what I've already talked about. 2 Mark 45 5-inch guns. Again, Iowa class had, trying to figure out how many guns they actually had. I think they had, I know they had 5-inch guns. Trying to remember what the hell they were. And I think it was like, can't really say 9, I think it's like anywhere between 4 to 6 or 8 5-inch fucking guns. Geomelted. Oh, get this one. 4 times 30mm guns, Mark 46, which is a Sea Whiz. From what I've heard, Sea Whiz is only 20. Mike. Sorry, government, but I had to say this. 4 lasers or EQ 4 lasers. Russia don't even look at this. 2 times 300 kilowatt or 2 times 600 kilowatt lasers. 2 times counter air drones / sea drones. The Iowa class battleship's weight was 48,000 to 57,000 tons. The new battleships that they are planning on bringing out, like in the 2030s, only will weigh 30,000 to 40,000 tons. Sorry, Washington, I'm not trying to say anything classified. It's only was literally Yeah, it was only literally in the Wikipedia about what she's supposed to have. Back to my point earlier. No battleships in history have ever been named after a president. Only aircraft carriers. You have the USS George Washington. You have the USS Abraham Lincoln. USS Nimitz is fucking a naval commander from World War II. I had to talk about this. It was supposed to be with my friend Chris to begin with, but as I read more about it, it's all the information that's available to me on the internet at this point. I'm not trying to rain on their parade. Really ain't. It's the matter of fact of what I'm trying to get. Once again, no battleship in human history has ever been named after a fucking president. Besides HMS King George V, which is named after a king from the UK. The first BBG-1 is supposed to be USS Defiant. Define. This is a glorified battle cruiser, not a battleship. If you catch my drift here. Excuse me. This ain't no damn podcast. This is a fucking talk. Let's talk about the battleships. I love battleships. Don't get me wrong. I do. I think they're fucking amazing. I used to have models of the Iowa and, well, one of the massive coral reefs at the bottom of the Atlantic. The Bismarck. Battleships have only been named after states of the United States. USS Iowa, USS New Jersey, USS Missouri, USS Wisconsin. We also had a battleship named USS Michigan. And USS South Carolina. Oh yeah, there's also another one. Oh yeah, it's USS North Carolina. Battleships are supposed to be heavily armed and heavily armored to take hits. Boom. I don't know. I just wanted to get this through. Battleships are awesome. I will tell you that right now. Huh, I even wanted to make my own fucking models on them with a 3D printer. Because I was going to design my own practical modern battleship that, well, ain't really a BBG, a guided missile battleship. And my question is, why the hell didn't you just reactivate the battleships we already have? Until these newer battleships can come out, then retire the older ones again, even though they're like 70 to 80 years old. Fuck, we have USS Texas in Texas. I'm just very fucking confused. on why. You call it a battleship when back in the golden age of the battleships, World War One and World War Two, well, in the Spanish-American War, you might know where the battleships were actually done. Battleships became a thing in the Civil War for America. I mean, they're ironclads, but close enough to a battleship. They didn't have big guns, so what? If you look at USS Monitor and CSS Virginia, I think we also have a battleship named USS West Virginia. My question is, why put in the name of the ship if the first battleship is supposed to be Defiant? Define. I don't know. It's just whatever. If you're naming a class of battleships, the battleship class should be named the Trump, then the next one. Not the other way around. The U.S.'s Early class destroyers. Early is the first one. That's a battleship. That's a battleship. Battleships are supposed to be for big gun slinging. At this point, yes, it's modern times. But you're going to run out of missiles eventually, then you're going to have to go into range and start shooting. Say you want to heavily armored it, put 9 16-inch guns with the fucking missile launchers. It makes sense. At this point, I'm just babbling to just make this video last a lot longer. After 32 years, if not longer at this point, it's 32 years right now. In the 2030s, it's going to be in the 60 years since we retired battleships. I never thought I would ever live to see the matter of fact of an actual battleship coming back. Never. I thought battleships were obsolete, but apparently not. Reactivate the Iowa class until you can get the Trump class up and going. That's what I'm trying to get at here. Modernize the Iowa class battleships that we already have. San Diego, Pearl Harbor, everywhere else. Just don't reactivate Texas. Don't reactivate Texas. Texas is very old. She's over 100 years old at this point. I'm just so baffled at this. Here we are in the 21st century, late in the 20th. Iowas were finally retired permanently. Because if you do the research on how many warships have been Wisconsin got hit by a fucking 155 in Korea. And she deleted the entire fucking thing from existence. She really showed them commies something. That's North Korea. Just imagine what it's going to be like for our enemies if a battleship came back to service. At the time of this recording, the Defiant, or Define, I don't know what it is actually, has not started construction. That won't be for another 5 years. But think of it this way. It takes 5 years to build a battleship, if not longer. Or 2. Especially with all the technology you want to put in it. I had to look that up because I'm not entirely sure. I'm just going off what I know from World War II battleships. Like I said, this is not a battleship. This is a glorified battlecruiser. As you can see, I have footage of battleships that are actual battleships going right now. My fucking head hurts. I've done so much research on this. The only NATO member in all of NATO being battleships is the United States. Obviously, we have the defense budget for it. Boom. I'm just trying to make sense of all this. It's so hard to process. Obviously, me as an American, not realizing, oh yeah, they're bringing back battleships. When it's only going to weigh, let me get my paper out again, 30,000 to 40,000 tons of steel and missiles. That is not a fucking battleship. That is a fucking glorified battle cruiser. I can keep rambling on about this all night, but I'm not going to. It's so hard to process. And I'm going to leave you off with this. Obviously, I wanted to get my point out about why battleships are so important to the modern crop of the U.S. Navy. Peace.